This episode is sponsored by Nerdgeese. Support our show using code GamingSanity for a 10% discount.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Gaming Sanity Christmas Special. Oh yes, we've been away for a while, as you all knew we would be. Unfortunately, I've had university to go... Well, not unfortunately, I've had university to deal with. And Matthew has been working all the hours under the sun. But we are back. We're going to be having 2 months of hardcore content for you all. And we will be resuming our Overlooked Games series. And next week, we're going to be looking at the end of the generation and sort of reviewing the past year as well. And, you know, it may go into a few shows. We'll have to find out. So how are you doing, Matthew? Would you like to update our beloved viewers on what have you been doing and how you've been?
Well, I really guess there's not much I can go far from just work. Really, it's been... getting home at about midnight, only to get up again at about 7 o'clock to head off to work again.
Yes, it has. Yeah, it has been. We've been like 2 ships passing in the night, almost, haven't we? Really, it's been quite balmy.
But yeah.
Now we would like to wish all our viewers though a very Merry Christmas, depending on when you're seeing this. We love you all as always. And we just wanted to sort of go through some of our Christmas memories of games that we maybe got at Christmas, games that we've enjoyed, and try to give you a game as well to play to go experience a lovely winter wonderland. Now, for me, the greatest winter wonderland is Skyrim. It's got to be, hasn't it, really? As you know, Matthew, I'm a great beloved lover of Skyrim. We will have some footage over this with Skyrim on in all its winter glory. It's beards and axes, not beards and strange velvet suits, which is always nice. So, what do you think of Skyrim, Matthew? Have you enjoyed it? And, you know, what do you think it sort of relates in terms of an awesome winter wonderland? It's quite stunning, isn't it, really?
I mean, Skyrim really kicked off, even back when you saw the trailers and that. It was just how you wanted Elder Scrolls to go. Although it mainstreamed a bit, at the same time they got the graphics down so well for a game of its size, and it's amazing how well they got stuff like the snow to actually come in as particles and that, because sometimes games have a few issues with it, and no, they got the entire map done so well done. And you just can't go wrong with it. You know, you got some hours to go through Christmas. You can't be arsed dealing with family. I mean, I can't be arsed dealing with family. Unfortunately, you still got to do it. But
so yes, he's very miserable. Very miserable. A bitter young man.
I would
definitely recommend though, people, if you've got some time to spare and you've not, you know, played Skyrim or you've given it, you know, a bit of a wide berth for some time, like I have. You know, I've sunk about 350 hours into that bad boy over the past few years. I would definitely recommend you go for a little jaunt in the northern areas where the walruses are and stuff, and just go and have a bit of Christmas on your own in the wonderful land of Skyrim with some butchery.
And in the new year, I recommend, you've already smashed out Skyrim over your holiday break. Time to bring out Fallout, because that's what I did. When it first came out, I actually got it on. I borrowed it on New Year's Eve, and got home. It's probably about 2 a.m. Then it's the next day, still playing it. And it kind of went downhill from there, and it shows how good a game Skyrim is. Not Skyrim, Fallout is, that you forget what day it is.
Yeah,
that you've just days have just completely merged into you playing more and more Fallout.
Well, I have to say, one of the games we'll be discussing next week actually is a very similar experience for me. Where it's been very rare where I've actually sat down, started a game, and thought, do you know what, I've got to finish this, and sat for 16 hours straight. But that will be revealed on the next show what that is.
It would be Call of Duty Ghosts, would it?
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
Tell you what, I got told that game was the hardest Call of Duty. And then as a very bad joke, I spent an hour to try and play it.
I noticed you played it, actually.
Yeah, no, it is the hardest Call of Duty ever to actually sit there and play it. I think
they've had very bad sales. Well, they've had bad sales for Call of Duty. I mean, there's been a few analysts spouting off, saying, "Oh, it's doomed." Well, yeah, it is good if you could churn out the same game every year.
I thought, when it comes to it, it's like this is the year where all the bad reviews came out on it, and I just went, "There's something not right here."
Well, I think the thing is, people are just getting sick of it now, aren't they? There's only so long you could do the same game.
Finally.
I mean, EA found that out with FIFA back in the day. You know, as Pro Evo was kicking ass on the PS2, and they just churned out the same FIFA every year.
But yeah, I didn't expect it to be this bad. It's shocking. I know I played it on the 360 version, but still, the terms of gameplay and that doesn't affect it.
Well, to be honest, apparently, from what one of my mates has said, who's got an Xbox One and a 360 and a PC, he says you can only really see the difference on the PC version. You know, it's like 40 meg install. You know, it's 40 gig silly color, silly resolution textures. He said, but generally, he said if you walk past it just at a fleeting glance, without actually having a good look, he said you can't tell any difference between any of the versions. Really, he said it's not particularly, doesn't really stand out even on PC.
At the end of the day, it's the same content. It's another Call of Duty game, and I got dared for this one, and I had a go, and I just. Again, the reason why we don't go near Call of Duty is there for bloody good reason. And
the beauty of Call of Duty is, one thing I will say though, for people like you or me who buy it on the odd chance now and again, is that it retains its value very well. So it's always good to trade it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like bugger it. Don't worry about trading it in on the first week. You might as well wait a couple of weeks. It's still going to be about the same.
Absolutely. Now, seeing as how it's Christmas, I think we should discuss some of our fond gaming memories from Christmas gone by. Would you like to kick off, Matthew? What is one of your biggest memories at Christmas time, be it getting a new console or a new game? Give us some of your memories.
I think it's mainly because I keep on playing Max Payne 1 again every time we get to this point in the year. It's you can't knock that incredibly cliched noir story, but it's good. It's like I end up getting stuck waiting before the next destination we have to go to, kind of thing. You've woken up too early in the morning because it's your day off, and you really just great. Yeah, we're up here now, and you're just waiting for what you have to do later on in the day. So you've got to go off at around about 12 o'clock for lunch. I'm always just going to sit there and
Christmas
go,
dinner, the pinnacle of dinners.
Yeah, I got to do something, and it always returns to Max Payne. But I mean, some of the major ones that remind me of Christmas is playing the old PS1 games like Monsters Inc. and Gex Deep Cover Gecko. Because Gex had one of the most over-the-top Christmas-themed levels in the early game. And Monsters Inc. was just, I think that was one that was given out around Christmas time. Where it was one of the first games to give me terrible headaches. But it wasn't a bad game. It was just
alright.
It's like when you play the Far Cry Instincts Predator is probably the most notorious for this one. It causes pretty much a severe motion sickness or simulation sickness because of the way that the colouring and the contrast works. And I've heard about it from numerous people, even video game store clerks, where I've mentioned it, and it's just such a common instance where everybody seems to get migraines from stuff like Far Cry.
I got total motion sickness from Mirror's Edge because there was no real sort of target to focus on, especially the demo. Yeah,
Mirror's Edge I'm surprised with Mirror's Edge because I didn't get anything from it. I played for that relatively quite okay.
If I've got a target to focus on, I can deal with it. But no, that was insane. That was completely crazy. Crazy.
That was a fun game, though.
Yes, well, they're bringing out a sequel, which is good. Finally they've been listening to
finally.
everybody.
Finally.
Yeah. EA have listened. Wow. Amazing. Now, one of my fondest memories, actually, I think, is probably from the Super Nintendo days, when Batman Returns came out around Christmas time, quite a heavily Christmas-themed film, and the game was completely awesome. It was one of the old side-scrolling Konami beat-em-ups. And one of the, and it had, it was just a recreation of the film pretty much. But the Christmas vibe in there was awesome, and I always remember playing it at Christmas. And we used to wheel it out every Christmas as well. Me and my friends would play it over Christmas. And I always remember the couple of the details that were amazing, where you could grab the guys and smash their heads into windows and stuff, in the background, which was obviously unheard of on a Super Nintendo at the time. Really big sprites as well, and a very good combat system. I have to say, I was very impressed. Very impressed. And I'll never forget as well, the first Christmas when I got my Mega Drive. That was just totally unbelievable. Couldn't believe it. With Sonic the Hedgehog and Desert Strike. So I'll give you
the Mega Drive was probably just one of the best consoles I've ever had.
It was amazing.
The Spider-Man game on it was fantastic as well.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That one. And
yes.
it was good to see they kept the same system going when it came to the Game Boy Spider-Man games. Especially the movie one for the Advance. That was in the old traditional style of side-scrolling and it just worked. It was good to see that game kind of live on in that way to there, but yeah. Also, was it the 2 versions of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker?
Oh yes. Oh yes, what a game that was.
Either version you couldn't go wrong, but I had the...
get yourselves the arcade version downloaded on the old emulators, people. 3-player for the win. Yes, it's fantastic.
It's surprising. It's a shameless promotion of a singer, but it was probably one of the best games on the Mega Drive.
It was it was all right. I mean, sonically it was very good, as a sound piece, but the arcade version just pissed all over the Mega Drive version. Really, let's be honest, it was far superior. But it was fun and it was enjoyable, and especially if you'd been to see Moonwalker back in the day as well, like I had in 1989. I'm sure a lot of people had.
It really.
Glorious.
The funny thing is, it really helped sum up Michael Jackson's future, where you had to rescue
a load of kids,
rescue the little children into his bedroom.
Now let's not get too controversial. Yeah, yeah. Well, I still don't know what to make of it. It was, it should have stayed like it did on the front of Thriller. That's all I'll say about that.
It's funny.
He should have retained his colour. He was quite a pale man.
I do love it whenever it gets to my sister's birthday, because I just remind her of Michael Jackson's death, because she was a big fan of Michael Jackson, and it's quite surprising that he died on her birthday.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I remind her every year now, and I think I might even engrave a little glass or something that says, to celebrate the death of Michael Jackson, happy birthday, darling sister.
I don't think you should put celebrate, but yeah.
Well, not celebrate, but something along there. Cause,
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's always a good joke.
We just wanted to sort of get on and do a little minor Christmas special for you all, of just us yammering on about some of our Christmas experiences. But over the next few weeks, we are going to be returning to some of our usual formats. Obviously, next week we're going to be having a massive discussion about the games of the generation / last year, which will include some of the games of this generation. And then, obviously, we're going to sort of map out what we're going to be doing over the next few months. We are thinking of doing some Grand Theft content, and we are thinking of discussing Grand Theft as a whole as well, once I've completed it over Christmas finally and get the chance to finish it. But there's definitely some story things we need to discuss. I know Matthew's been chomping at the bit to discuss certain scenes in the game. And I think obviously in the new year we're definitely going to be able to do that, because I think pretty much everybody who's going to finish it and buy it will have done it by the end of Christmas. So I think we'll definitely be on for that.
Yeah, I think one of the main things is as well, maybe we should actually get around to talking about Oddworld Stranger's Wrath as well.
Well, that's coming into the Overlook games, and there's various others we've got lined up. I mean, basically now we can go in with the entirety of Last Generation.
So
there's a few games I know that people would have bought already that maybe came out in the past few months. Dragon's Crown, not looking in any particular direction, that nobody will have bought, and they need to buy it.
Indeed.
So yes, definitely.
And
so this is definitely just sort of a touching base episode for you all, with a bit of Christmas in there for you all to enjoy.
Also, we will be having a couple more competitions up in the future because
yes, we will. We have new T-shirts.
Also,
incoming.
there's I don't know when we're going to actually do this competition, but we do actually have two specially engraved Zippos.
Gaming Sanity, yes.
Gaming Sanity
Zippos, highly limited.
Yep, there's a total of 4 available. Well, 4 made. 2 of which that we have, and the other 2 are actually going to be up for competition. And
Yes,
depending what's going on as well, whoever wins them in the future might actually have their names engraved on them as well, with a nice, unique
class.
Yes,
absolutely,
classy. I mean, I didn't.
One of a kind. That's what it's all about, people. One of a kind.
I didn't even tell you what I got engraved on the top as well. I put a nice little message on top of the Zippos as well.
Good.
But yeah, they're not even on our ones.
Well, let's leave that as a surprise. Let's not ruin it.
Mysteries.
Then everybody will be even more intrigued. So we would just like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas from Gaming Sanity. So it's Merry Christmas from me.
And Merry Christmas from me.
Goodbye all.